Dear friends, welcome back to Data Analytics Talks. Today, I would like to present my Analytica Connects talks made on the occasion of Marathonicious College BVoc in Data Analytics and Machine Learning Association inauguration. The main objective of this program is to provide students with information about the industrial requirements for data analytics and to help them acquire the necessary skills to pursue a career in the field. Machine learning is the field of study that gives computer capability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Let's begin. First of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I am glad to come over here and share my thoughts with all of you. Let me call this program as Next Gen D&A Employability Skills, and my goal is to empower all of you to succeed. By the way, I am Biju Joseph. I work as Assistant Director in EY. I have a master's degree in computer science and recently completed MBA from Holt International Business School. I find time doing my blogs in data analytics talks, and my profile in LinkedIn is Biju Joseph. I spend a lot of time with my family, and I also find time in doing some farming. So I am happy that you have chosen the right course, which is in data analytics and machine learning. I know this is a 6 semester course, and some of you are already completed the advanced diploma, and some are going to complete this graduation. So when you're standing in this junction, I have just two questions. Do you know the kinds of job waiting for you? And do you know how much is your employment readiness? So when I asked this question to the audience, some of them said yes, some of them said no, and majority was no. So is there anyone who does not need a job after completing your graduation? There was utter silence. That means everyone who studies any course, any graduation, need not be data analytics, needs a job. So the question is, are we employment ready by the end of our program, end of our graduation? So we will continue with the great topic, employability skills. What do you understand by the employability skill? Can you name some of the employability skills? The employability skill can be defined as the transferable skills needed by an individual to make them employable or to be employment ready. So the employers value the employability skill because they regard these as indicators of how you get along with other team members, clients, and how efficient you are likely to handle your job performance and career success. So it's very important to acquire these employability skills. So what are those employability skills? One is a technology mastery, communication, interpersonal skills, writing skills, interview skills, presentation skills, and above all, goal settings. Something we considered very important few years ago, like coding, is no more very much important because we have a lot of tools to support us to build right code. The recent introduction of Gen AI or Chat GPT, you have access to huge lot of code. So don't worry much about writing code, but focus on your mastery over the technology, mastery over the domain. So in my today's session, I will be focusing on technology mastery. I'm not going to teach you anything new, just some of the job roles we will understand in this exercise. So since you are learning the data analytics and machine learning, what are the job roles that is waiting outside? That's what we are going to discover today. So let me ask you a question. Also remember that asking question is very important. Just like our company promotes better question, better answers. So keep asking questions. My first question to you is, what is the starting point of our data analytics and ML journey? Yes, The starting point of our data science or data analytics journey is simply from data. It's the knowing the pattern of data, the power of data, the potentials of data. If you have a simple observation of the data, it will show the way that data have behaved over time. Data pattern may suggest the existence of relationship between two or more variables. Normally there are four patterns you could see: that horizontal, trend, seasonal, and cyclical. So understanding data, knowing the pattern of data, power of data is the starting point of our data science or data analytics journey. Then my second question is, what thoughts comes to your mind when I call out the word data? I hear some of them telling Excel, database, and so on. But as an experienced data analyst, you should open the universe of data in front of you. You know, there is big data, sensors, website, the mobile device, IoT device. There are domains, you can call them like insurance domain, finance domain, marketing, then retail, supply chain, then aviation, education, politics, literature. So you will have opportunity to work with some of these domains as you step into your employment journey for sure. I can say many often the people fail not because of they don't have technical knowledge. They have technical knowledge. They know how to program, but they fail because they lack the domain knowledge. Take case of insurance. I know how to code some of the functions in the insurance, but I don't know much about the domain of the insurance. Who are the players? What is that the business is looking for? How do they want to take their insurance to the next level, next gen insurance domain? And what are their KPIs? How can we benefit the company? How can we benefit the people? So many questions are in front of us, right? So knowing data, power of data, domain of data is very much important, and that is the beginning of our data science journey. So as students, you have to increase your horizon of thinking as you hear data. Don't limit to Excel or don't limit to the database and so on. So let's continue our we are continuing our search for the job roles within data analytics and machine learning. Looking closer to the data in the organization level. All business enterprises have three varieties of physical data located within their information systems. These varieties of data are characterized by their data types, purpose within the organization. They are transactional data, analytical data, and master data. The transactional data supports the daily operations of an organization. It describes business events. Just like when you go to a bank, you are creating a new account, you are making investment savings, and you are withdrawing money. Those are all daily events. So they are called operations. But there is analytical data supports decision making, reporting, query, and analysis. Suppose over the period of 5 years, you know how bank performed, how many customers came in, how much money invested, how much loan provided. These are all describing the business performance. So they fall under the category of analytical data. While master data represent the key business entities upon which transactions are executed and the dimensions around which analysis is conducted. For example, customer is an entity, right? And that is a master data. So every bank will maintain a list of the customers who have investment, who have a loan, and who has the membership within the bank. That is called a master data. It describes the business entity. This type of data is one thing that we should understand to identify some of the job roles. Let's move on. So here you can see that there is something on the left side and right side. The left side you see OLTP and right side you are seeing OLAP. Online transactional processing, online analytical processing. I think This is a basic concept. Most of you already know that. I already mentioned the bank. You have the daily events which fall under the transactional processing. Then you have the reporting system which fall under analytical processing. So building an OLAP, or you can call it as data warehouse or analytical store from a transaction system, it plays a major role in data analytics. So from transaction stage to analytical stage, there needs a lot of effort. It is a configuring data warehouse, data marts, getting the data synced with the transaction database. And while building an analytical data store, you should think about data sources, ETL processes, and you should gain some skills for that. So now we will go into the skills and other details of building an analytical store from a transaction store. So look at this. Here I am showing three columns. So one is mainly focusing on data sources. As I was mentioning, like the OLTP systems maintain their data in various formats. So identifying the data sources is a big task in the world of data analytics, where the enterprise data lies. Whether it is in files, in databases, if it is databases, what is a database? SQL, Cosmos, Mongo, Oracle, anything that you need to identify. Then whether it is Excel, CSV, Parquet, Avro, whether it is in Azure, whether it is on-premise, whether it have a web application, whether it is SharePoint, whether it's a third-party application, then any sensors data, any real-time streaming available, social media, and AI devices. So the data sources and identification of the data sources and the file formats is area in the world of data analytics. So friends or students, you should understand, you should have understanding of the data sources at the first place. And the second place, as I said, from OLTP to OLAP, there is an transformation, there is an ETL. What is ETL? Extract, transform, and load, or extract, load, and transform. There are two approaches that we follow nowadays. ETL is another area that can be focused by any data engineer. So here, what are we looking for? You need to understand the data formats. You need to understand how data is ingested, how data is transformed, how data is modeled, how data is loaded, how data can be distributed, how to build a consumption layer, how to build a data warehouse, what is the best practices, what is a data mart, how do you sync the data to the data mart, what is storage, what is AWS, what is Azure, what is Google Drive. Then various modeling techniques like star schema, snowflake schema, data vault 1.0, 2.0. All these are very, very important concepts in the field of data analytics. Then comes the most important and crucial area, the skill building. So understanding sources, for example, data mining, data profiling, all this we need some skill set, right? What is that skill set? There are modeling tools, there are ETL skills, there is SQL Server, Python, Databricks, SSIS, Informatica, Talent, Snowflake. You have Azure Data Factory, which should write notebooks, Scala, PySpark, Apache, Hadoop, Azure, AWS, S3. So you need to have the skills for that. In summary, within data analytics, data sources play a major role, and data integration play a major role, and skill required to manage the data integration play biggest role. As a data engineer, yes, now we are focusing on a role who is doing the task which we just explained. Of course, the majority of the jobs are being handled by someone called data engineer or warehouse professionals. They will come to understand the data sources, whether it is a real-time data or offline data. They use the techniques, they set up the pipelines, they bring to data lake. Within the data lake, they maintain the stages of the data, bronze, silver, gold, and each stage they make use of tools, Apache Spark, ML Flow, Databricks, Azure Databricks, SQL Analytics, or they will be using Azure Machine Learning or Azure Kubernetes Services as a visualization tool. They might use Power BI, they might use Tableau or Azure Synapse Analytics, and all the supporting functionalities like Azure Preview, Azure DevOps, Azure Key Vault, Azure Active Directory, Azure Monitor, Azure Billing Cycle. So here comes the world of a data engineer. So when you're learning data analytics, we should keep in mind that there is a job role who is doing the real data integration, who is building data warehouses, who is building the analytical store. Hope you understood one of the job roles you can expect as you are coming out of your graduation. So if you have not build enough skills for that, please try to look out for some of the tools and build the basic skill set for becoming one data engineer. So from here we are going to see another angle, another dimension of the data analytics world. There is something you call as data analysis. So what are we looking at the data analysis? So we try to clean, inspect, model and transform the available data for finding valuable information and informing conclusion and enhancing the decision making process. Here there are 3 or 4 key points. One is we work on the available data. It is generating valuable insight. For what? Informing conclusions, enhancing the decision making process. So here data analysis focus on generating valuable insight from available data. So the companies use data analytics to make better informed decisions regarding various matters including marketing, production, sales and so on. So in this stage there are different types of analysis. One is descriptive analysis. What is descriptive analysis? Descriptive analytics look at data and analyze past event for insight as to how to approach future event. So if something occurred in the past and you have some lessons, and if that repeats again, how do you approach that based on the past insight? So techniques we are using is data queries, reports, descriptive statistics and data dashboards. Then coming to the diagnostic analysis, a lot of diagnostic center you see, they are finding why it is happening. Say, in this analysis, we generally use historical data over other data to answer any questions or for the solution of any problem. Why it happened? We try to find any dependency or pattern in the historical data of the particular problem. See, there is a place in Japan where people have life expectancy over 100 years. And that is a point of attraction and point of learning for many researchers. So they will come and get the information and see what pattern of lifestyle they are following. Then they will arrive why it is happening. So the diagnostic analysis always tells you why it is happening. The common techniques are data discovery, data mining, then correlations. That's the techniques they use in diagnostic analysis. Then coming predictive analytics, very important one, predictive analytics. As the term itself, the predictive analytics turn the data into valuable, actionable information. Then predictive analytics uses data to determine the probable outcome of an event or a likelihood of a situation occurring. You can predict there will be heavy rain next week. That's a prediction, right? Then you can also say you will get a high yield next year in the agriculture sector. Okay, so what techniques we are using? We are using a linear regression, time series analysis, forecasting, and data mining. So that's where we focus on this predictive analytics. Then coming to prescriptive analytics. For example, I am saying there will be huge yield in the next year in the agriculture field. How can you make it happen? That's where prescription comes. When you go to a doctor, you get a prescription for medicine that is going to betterment your health, right? So the prescriptive analytics are automatically synthesizes big data, mathematical science, business rules, and machine learning to make a prediction and then suggest a decision option to take advantage of the prediction. So that is where we have the analysis. This who the what skill we need then? Again, I am asking. In this stage, you need the statistical analysis, linear regression, time series analysis, forecasting, data mining, game theory, modeling, and so on. And you will need, of course, need a SQL scripting, knowledge of R language and Python. Then you need knowledge of data visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau. So maybe this dimension of data analytics may be handled by a data analyst. So we have seen the data engineer, they are going to gather data for you, and the data analyst is doing the different types of analytical processes. So hope you understand the two job roles that is applicable to any data analytics student. So in relation to data analysis, I would like to show you some dashboards so you can understand how visualization is important in the field of data analytics. So here is an example, which is an example is artificial intelligence sample, and again it is attributed to a fictitious company called Condeso, and you can download this sample from internet very freely. I have the link attached to that. Then here the Condeso sales manager has created this report to understand their products and regions, key contributors for revenue won and loss, then identify highest and lowest breakdown of revenue and determine if there are anomalies in the data. Similar, there is another revenue opportunities example. Here contains reports and a semantic model for a software company that has two sales channels, the direct and partner. The sales manager created this dashboard to track opportunities and revenue by region, deal size, and channels. And this is another employee hiring example. So built contains a report and semantic model for human resource department. The human resource department have the same reporting model across different companies, even when they differ by industry or size. This sample looks at new hire, active employees, and employees who have left. It strives to discover any trend in hiring strategy. The main objectives are to understand who we hire, bias in your hiring strategy, then trends in voluntary separations. So these are some visualization being created part of data analytics. It's very important. It plays very important role in data analytics. That's data visualization. So data visualization play a very important role in data analytics. So that is all about data analytics. Now we are moving to data science. So final and the last job role that you can identify from data analytics field is data science. A data science combines maths and statistics. It needs specialized programming, advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning with a specific subject matter expertise to uncover actionable insight hidden in an organization's data. These insights can be used to guide decision making and strategy planning. Sometimes machine learning algorithms learn from data automatically and applies to learning without requiring human intervention. So some of the key skills that you need to acquire for data science: artificial intelligence, AI, deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision, advanced statistics, maths, and research mindset. Some of the tools the data scientists rely on popular programming languages to conduct exploratory data analysis and statistical regression. These open source tools support pre-built statistical modeling, machine learning, and graphical capabilities. Then the R Studio, developing statistical computing and graphics. Then Python, dynamic language which includes numerous libraries. During the launch of Chandrayaan, I think the data scientists had a huge role. They worked on data generated by the Chandrayaan and helped to position in the right place in the moon. See, one of the example which we could implement using machine learning was in the world of cyber security. Every day you are seeing in the newspaper, in your emails, in your in the news feeds. See, there is a potential threat coming into your system, coming into your organization. But are all these news are relevant? Are they trustworthy? So in order to identify that, we can build a data model, we can train a model, we can give sample data, we can give reinforcement learning, and kindly come up with a proper data model that will automatically take care of the irrelevant news and get you all the relevant and trustworthy news. Such kind implementation we can do. Then if you look at various domains across, there are a lot of domains currently already implemented many machine learning or machine learning use cases, like in the oil and gas. We can use the computer vision, and we can use the reinforcement learning, predictive maintenance. And for example, what is the benefit of that? You can get an oil seed detection, then prediction of optimum drill site using historical data, and reduce downtime through predictions. So nowadays you can see in various domains this influence of machine learning models implementation. So have time, look at that, understand some of these use cases, and try to implement in your research or in your project. So as we are moving towards the end of this session, I can give you majorly three job roles when you learn the data analytics. One is data engineer, who is doing the ETL, extract, transform, and load. One is data analyst, who is exploratory data analysis and data visualization. Then data scientist. A data scientist skill set is typically broader than average data analyst. A data scientist average common programming language such as R, Python to conduct more sophisticated inference and data visualization. And let me take one Q&A. What extra needed for a data scientist? A data scientist need a computer science and pure science skills beyond those of a typical business analyst or data analyst. He should understand the specific of business such as automobile manufacturing, e-commerce, or healthcare. He should know enough about the business to ask pertaining questions and identify business pain points. Then apply statistics and computer science along with business acumen to data analysis. Use a wide range of tools and techniques for preparing and extracting data. Everything from database to SQL to data mining to data integration methods. Then extract insight from big data using predictive analytics and artificial intelligence AI, including machine learning models, natural language processing, and deep learning. Then you should write programs that automate data processing and calculations. Then tell, illustrate stories that clearly convey the meaning of result to decision makers and stakeholders at every level of technical understanding. Then explain how the result can be used to solve business problems. Then collaborate with other data science team members such as data and business analysts, IT architects, data engineers, and application developers. With this, we have solved one of our question. What jobs are expecting you when you are completing your graduation, diploma, or anything advanced diploma? So the second question was all about AI technology stack. I know that this is very important to master some of the technology from language, framework, and deployment point of view. Yes, you can focus on Python or RStudio, and of course you can get expertise with languages like Java, C++, Scala, and so on. From a framework point of view, please focus on the TensorFlow and Azure, machine learning, OpenAI, cognitive services, and Spark framework. And from a deployment point of view, yeah, we of course we should have knowledge on Azure Cloud, then Docker, Kubernetes, and so on. So with that, I think we have come to the end of this session. So now I believe you know the kind of job waiting for you as you complete this course. You will have opportunity for data engineer, data analyst, or data scientist, or as you get experienced, you can go to data architects, or you can go to chief data officer, and so on. So how much you are ready for the employment, that is a big question. And we have explained the skills required for each job role. So if you are going for data engineer, try to learn some of the ETL tools, how to extract, how to transform, how to load, get understand on the Azure platform, Databricks, then data modeling, understand the SSIS, then um, study some of the data warehouse concepts and implement data warehouse, and get maximum examples, understand the domain knowledge. That is very much required for data engineer. Then if it is a data analyst, try to learn some visualization tool, how to make analysis out of your existing data, and of course have the basic knowledge of the statistical theories. Then coming to data scientist, that is how very much demanding from you. You should have expertise in the domains, the business, and the programming language like R, Python, and you should implement like the advanced mathematics and advanced statistics to arrive at the data patterns and their insight hidden into the data, gone into the data. And it should have very good communication and storytelling as well. So with that, I think we have solved our major problems. Thank you very much for this opportunity.